Hello YouTube and welcome to another Proxmox tutorial. So in this video I'm going to show you how to install an SSL certificate on Proxmox. So are you ready? Let's get started. So here, as you can see, I opened my browser in order to reach my Proxmox server. So I type its IP address and I get actually this warning: your connection isn't private. Okay, and this is due because our browser don't trust the certificate generated by Proxmox. So if I click on this now secure here in order to view site information, you can see that your connection to this site is not secure. Okay, and if I investigate, you can see the certificate for this site is not valid. So I can click on the certificate to view it. So here we have different actually information, but the main thing here to remember is that certificate is not valid, is not trusted with our browser. So in order to solve this problem, most of the people just click on this link here, continue to the site, which is unsafe. So here I will enter actually the credentials. So here we go, I can log on to this site or to the server actually, and in order to fix this problem, all I have to do actually is to click on this node here and go into the system section. There is a certificate actually section also. Okay, so here in order to solve this problem, I have to upload a custom certificate because the one that is provided by Proxmox untrusted by our browser. Okay, so I will show you a way in order to generate a certificate that will be actually trusted in order to avoid this SSL actually error. Okay, and in order to generate this certificate, we'll be using a program called OpenSSL that exists on most Linux distributions. Okay, so let's begin. So I will open here an SSH connection to Linux box here. Okay, and by default you will see that OpenSSL is installed. So let's see which version I'm using here using this command. Here we go. So here I'm using OpenSSL version 3.0.2. Okay, so now in order to generate this self-signed certificate, we need first to generate certificate authority. Okay, but there are some steps. Of course, there is a lot of commands that will be executing here, and of course all the commands you will find them in the description of this video. So as I told you, the first command that we'll be using is to actually generate a private key for the certificate authority. Okay, and the command is this. Okay, so here I'll be using actually EAS 256 in order to get what we call a passphrase, because this actually key, which is certificate authority key, will be protected by a passphrase, and this private key should never actually be shared with someone else. It's private. So let's generate this private key for the certificate authority. Here we go. So here we have to enter actually a passphrase. You can choose whatever passphrase you want, but you should remember it because we'll be using it further on the video. Okay, so now our private key has been generated. Let's view that. So here is the key, and let's cut it in order to see the inside. So normally it's just a bunch of characters. Okay, so the first step has been completed. We have actually our CA private key. So after that we can generate our CA or certificate authority. So I'll use another command. So here we go. So here I'll be using the key that we have generated before. Okay, and here the validity of this certificate authority is 3650 days. And of course here we'll be using a model called X509 in order to generate this key or this certificate. Actually, here we go. So here we have to provide the passphrase that we have entered before, and at the end we have to fill in some fields, but you can leave them blank if you want. So I will leave them blank. So I will just hit enter. Here we go. So now our certificate authority has been generated. So let's view it. So this is our certificate authority, which called actually ca.pem. Okay. So now that we have generated our certificate authority, we need to generate the self-signed certificate. And in order to generate that self-signed certificate, there are also some steps. Okay. So the first step to generate actually this self-signed certificate is, like the certificate authority, is to generate its private key. So I will be using this command in order to generate this cert-key, which is the private key of our self-signed certificate. And here I'm not using actually a passphrase. So let's execute this command, and here we go. So after each steps, I execute the command ls in order to see if the key has been indeed generated. So here, as you can see, we have our cert-key.pm private key. Okay. The second step is to create what we call certificate sign-in request. Okay. So let's create this certificate sign-in request, which has as an extension .csr, as you can see here for the output. And of course we have to provide our private key for the certificate, and here we'll be using as common name Proxmox, but you can choose whatever common name you want. So let's generate this certificate sign-in request. Okay, so the sign-in certificate request is generated. Now we have to create a configuration file, which is very important. So this file contains actually the subject alternative name. So this is the DNS name for our server. So you can, for example, for me, I call it proxmox.aminus.local. But the most important thing here, if you want to access your server through an IP address like mine here, so for example here I'm using 192.168.1.201 in order to access my Proxmox server. So here I have to enter its IP address, as you can see here. So this extended file is very important because we'll be using it in order to generate our self-signed certificate. Okay, so let's create it. Here we go. Let's verify that, and if I cut it in order to see the content, it just contains one line with subject alternative name for the DNS and for the IP address. So now we have everything in order to create our self-signed certificate. So the command is a little bit long. So here I will provide the command with our configuration file, as you can see here, and also for the certification or certificate that we have generated, or actually the private key of the certificate authority, as you can see here. And also as an input you will find the certificate signer request. Okay, and also the certificate has validate days, which as I put here 3650 days. Okay, so let's generate this certificate. Et voila, as you can see, the self-signed certificate has been generated. But before that we have to provide the passphrase otherwise, so I will provide it. So now if I do list, you can see that I have my certificate which called cert.pm, as you can see here on the output. So now we have everything, we have all the file in order to upload actually our custom certificate. So remember, we need to provide the private key but also the certificate chain. So for the private key we have it, all we need is our certificate chain. So I will show you how to generate this certificate chain. So the certificate chain is actually a combination of the self-certificate, okay, and the certificate authority. So all I have to do is to cut our self-signed certificate to this full chain file, which is empty now. Here we go. And also I have to add the certificate authority to this full chain.pm file. Okay, so now if I cut this full chain, you will see it combination of two certificates. So the first we have actually our certificate private key, then our certificate authority, as you can see. So now we have everything in order to upload that to Proxmox. So let's cut the cert private key. Here we go. So all I have to do is actually to copy that. Here we go. So I will copy that to this custom certificate. So this is our private key for the self-signed certificate, and finally we have to provide the full chain. So let me also cut our full chain PM. Here we go. So make sure to cut, or in this case to copy just what we need, and here I have to paste it, and after that I have to upload that. So of course here the API server will be restarted to use the new certificate. Please reload the web interface. Okay, now if I go to this no secure, and if I click on this link here to get certificate, now you can see that I have a new certificate. It's different from the first one, but still we have this no secure, because the certificate that we have generated is not trusted by our browser. So simply we have to allow this machine or all our browser to trust this certificate. So how can we do that? So I will show you how to do that on Windows. It's pretty easy. So the first thing is to cut actually your certificate authority .pm that we have generated. Here we go. So I will copy it, so I will open Notepad and I will paste that. Okay, and now I will save it on my desktop as actually ca.crt file. Okay, so I will just save it as cr.crt file on my desktop. So here we go. So after that, all I have to do is to go to my desktop. So this is ca.crt file. So I will right click on it and I will install the certificate. So I will choose here local machine, next. So I will say yes. Here we go, and I will place this certificate under the Trusted Root Certificate Authorities, and I will go next, and hopefully the certificate will be actually imported, so all my browsers will trust the certificate. Okay, so now all I have to do is to actually restart my browser and see if I get now the same message. So let's just close it. So now if I enter the IP address of my Proxmox server, you see I don't have anymore the SSL error. So we have successfully actually trusted certificate. So if I click on this padlock here, now the connection, as you can see, is secure, and we can view the certificate. We can view it expires on October the 29th on 2034 actually. Okay, so the certificate is valid and we have achieved what we wanted to do, which is installing the SSL certificate on Proxmox. Okay, so that was just a brief video to show you how to install an SSL certificate on Proxmox. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any further content. And if you have any suggestion for future video, drop them in the comments below. As always, I hope it has been informative for you, and I want to thank you for viewing. Bye bye.